Shabbat Shalom. Our scripture reading for today is Psalm chapter 121, verses 4 through 8. Behold, he that keeps Israel shall neither slumber nor sleep. Yahweh is your keeper. Yahweh is your shade upon your right hand. The sun shall not smite you by day, nor the moon by night. Yahweh shall preserve you from all evil. He shall preserve your soul. Yahweh shall preserve you going out and your coming in from this time forth and even forevermore.
Shabbat Shalom, family. Our selection today, keep me day by day.
The oracles of the UCI, 1 Peter chapter 4, verses 7 through 11. But the end of all things is at hand. Be you therefore sober and watch unto prayer. And above all things, have fervent love among yourselves, for love shall cover the multitude of sins. Use hospitality one to another without grudging. As every man has received the gift, even so minister the same one to another as good stewards of the manifold grace of Elohim. If any man speak, let him speak as the oracles of Elohim. If any man minister, let him do it as of the ability which Elohim gives, that Elohim in all things may be glorified through Yahshua the Mashiach, to whom be praise and dominion forever and ever. Amen. Ephesians chapter 4, verses 29 through chapter 5 and verse 4. Let no corrupt communication proceed out of your mouth, but that which is good to the use of edifying, that it may minister grace unto the hearers. And grieve not the Holy Spirit of Elohim, whereby you are sealed until the day of redemption. Let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. And be you kind one to another, tender-hearted, forgiving one another, even as Elohim for Yahshua's sake has forgiven you. Be you therefore followers of Elohim, as their children, and walk in love, as the Mashiach also have loved us, and has given himself for us an offering and sacrifice to Elohim for a sweet-smelling savor. But fornication, and all uncleanness, or covetousness, let it not be once named among you as becomes saints. Neither filthiness, nor foolish talking, nor jesting, which are not convenient, but rather giving of thanks. Ecclesiastes chapter 5, verses 1 and 2. Keep your foot when you go to the house of Elohim, and be more ready to hear than to give the sacrifice of fools, for they consider not that they do evil. Be not rash with your mouth, and let not your heart be hasty to utter anything before Elohim. For Elohim is in heaven, and you upon earth, therefore let your words be few. Exodus chapter 23, verses 20 and 21. Behold, I send an angel before you, to keep you in the way, and to bring you into the place which I have prepared. Beware of him, and obey his voice. Provoke him not, for he will not pardon your transgressions, for my name is in him. Revelations chapter 3, verses 20 through 22. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If any man hear my voice and open the door, I will come into him and will sup with him, and he with me. To him that overcomes will I grant to sit with me in my throne, even as I have also overcame, and am sat down with my Father in his throne. He that has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says unto the churches.
All right, Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
Which is peace on Yahweh's holy Sabbath day. Welcome to another holy convocation that Yahweh has enjoined unto us here in this body of Yahshua. Now, it is written that if we ask anything according to his will, then he hears us. The unknown factor is his will. He doesn't always reveal his will even to his servants. This unknown factor allows him to strengthen and prove us without us knowing what is happening and why it is happening. It was difficult for the disciples to understand why Yahweh would want Yahshua to perish. Yahweh and Yahshua also hid the understanding of these things from the disciples until the issue was nearing its end. When Moshe was setting forth order, there were captains of tens, captains of hundreds, captains of thousands. Each one of those captains differ in glory, which also means they differ in the amount of knowledge they have about a particular situation. When you get into any military operation, there's going to be a colonel who might understand everything, but that soldier that's on the field does not understand why they have to go and take that hill. They didn't tell him, all right, once we take this one, we're going to move over to get this one, and then we're going to bring all of our supplies through this. The soldier may be looking and saying, I don't even see why we need to take this hill. Because he differs in glory, they didn't show that whole plan unto him. And one of the things that we have to understand in being a part of Yahweh's army, there's always a level higher than you unless you Yahweh. There is always a level of understanding that you don't have because there's some information that wasn't shared with you. And that ain't going to change. If you're going to get a job, you're going to have the same situation. There's going to be a job where you're going to have the information that you need to do that job, but then there's going to be some other info that you were not privy to. We have to get accustomed and to being aware that, wait a minute, there might be something that I don't know. Let's begin today's sermon in Isaiah chapter 50. And sometimes it is this unknown factor that causes us a lot of issues. Because, you know, I'm a person who likes to ponder on things and look at, okay, which direction I might want to go with something. But understand, I can only ponder upon the information that Yahweh give me. I can't meditate in that he didn't show me. So I still have to leave an unknown variable in my equation. I have to understand that my equation is never complete. Because at any given point, he may say, oh, by the way, this is that. Well, Yahweh, you just changed the whole equation now. Hey, you had to figure it out then. I gave you a calculator, didn't I? All right, we'll redo the equation. Everything else you got in the equation right. But that MC is now this. Now go figure it out. Oh, okay. Isaiah chapter 50, and let's start at verse 1.
Thus says Yahweh, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement, whom I have put away? Or which of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Behold, for your lawlessness have I sold yourselves. Behold, for your lawlessness have you sold yourselves, and for your transgressions is your mother put away.
Right. See, one of the first things that we do when we get off into something is we want to blame shift. And Yahweh know us well. So he starts out, where is the bill of your mother's divorcement whom I put away? All right. And which one of my creditors, who I owe? Tell me how I owe somebody. Everything you see mine, but I owe somebody. Tell me who I owe. So let's go ahead and keep this 1,000. The situation you in is because you made it for yourself. Don't come telling me that I did this to you. No, you did this to you. So let's go ahead and keep that. Go ahead and let's get this straight right off the rip before we even move forward. Now we can talk about how I'm gonna get you out of what you got yourself into. But first thing we need to go ahead and discuss that I ain't the one that put you in this. Now we can talk. See, Yahweh like taking care of the business right off. And sometimes you'll hear a little curveball thrown out of somebody's mouth. Yeah, no. The conversation can't go no further. Now, cause we finna get this variable right here. Cause see, this variable right here sounds like you throwing this on me. Like this my fault you in this situation. So let's go ahead and take care of that now. Now, once we take care of that variable, now we can move forward. Because otherwise, as we go forward, you still got that twisted part in your brain that you think you done convinced me that it was my fault. Go ahead.
Wherefore, when I came, was there no man? When I called, was there none to answer? Is my hand shortened at all, that it cannot redeem? Or have I no power to deliver? Behold, at my rebuke I dry up the sea. I make the rivers a wilderness. Their fish stinks, because there is no water, and dieth for thirst.
All right, now he's got to let you know what power he has. This is why he started off. Tell me where I divorced your mother. Tell me who I owe. Go ahead.
I clothe the heavens with blackness, and I make sackcloth their covering. The Adonai has given me the tongue of the learned, that I should know how to speak a word in season to him that is weary. He wakeneth morning by morning. He wakeneth mine ear to hear as the learned. The Adonai has opened mine ear, and I was not rebellious, neither turned away back.
Now, look at how Yahweh did this now. He says, where's the bill of your mother's divorcement whom I have put away, or which one of my creditors is it to whom I have sold you? Behold, for your lawlessness have you sold yourselves. Then he goes into the power that he has. We don't like to hear that, but there's gonna be sometimes in your house you're gonna have to remind. Wait a minute. Hold on. Who I owe? Wait a minute. Hold on. Wait. Let's get some things straight before we go forward. Let's get a few things straight before we go forward. How did this mess happen? Because if we don't straighten that out, you know how many of us are in predicaments and swear that somebody else is the reason we're in it? They have convinced themselves that somebody else is the cause of their predicament. First couple schools I got kicked out of, I had the same thought. Them people be tripping. What if I never got kicked out enough of them for me to get to that point that I be tripping? Then here you would sit, a grown man, still saying the same thing he was saying 35, 40 years ago. You know, man, them people were tripping. Nah, bro, you were tripping. Go ahead.
I gave my back to the smiters, and my cheeks to them that plucked off the hair. I hid not my face from shame and spitting. For the Adonai Elohim will help me. Therefore shall I not be confounded. Therefore have I set my face like a flint, and I know that I shall not be ashamed.
Understand something. The things that Yahweh is putting forth that is going to happen is humiliation. But when he sets his face like a flint, like a rock, it ain't going to bother me. You're not going to get me to change. So you can go ahead and try to humiliate me. You can go ahead and try to do all of those things. At the end of the day, guess what I'm going to do? The exact same thing I was doing before you start talking. That's what he's saying. Let me know when you do. Because when you do, I'm going to start right back where I was. Because I'm not getting off this path, because ain't nothing wrong with this path. I had when my elder first died, when the guy let me do a whole meeting for 2 hours and then fired me at the end of my own meeting. It was meant to humiliate me. It was meant to demoralize me so I would believe that I am nothing. I don't know if you figured it out yet, but damn it, it didn't work. I don't know if you figured it out yet. Okay. Keep reading, Bree.
You know, Elder, you say you get right back to doing it, but right back to now with more information.
Because now I know what you are. Go ahead.
He is near that justifies me. Who will contend with me? Let us stand together. Who is mine adversary? Let him come near to me.
Let my adversary come near. What we do? Send our adversary far away. Okay. Go ahead.
Behold, the Adonai Yah will help me. Who is he that shall condemn me? Lo, they all shall wax old as a garment. The moth shall eat them up. Who is among you that fears Yahweh, that obeys the voice of his servant, that walks in darkness and has no light? Let him trust in the name of Yahweh and stay upon his Elohim. Behold, all you that kindle a fire, that compass yourselves about with sparks, walk in the light of your fire, and in the sparks that you have kindled. This shall you have of mine hand. You shall lie down in sorrow.
Now, behold, all you that kindle the fire, that compass yourselves about with sparks, walk in the light of your fire and in the sparks that you have kindled. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 25, because in part of this, what he's dealing with is the humiliation, the judgment that Yahshua is going to receive, but he's going to receive that humiliation and judgment for us, not for his own doings. But what will happen is we will listen to part of these things and not understanding Yahweh's will, we then attribute that to some other things, and it causes us some problems. So Deuteronomy chapter 25, and I want you to read verses 1 through 3.
If there be a controversy between men, and they come on to judgment, that the judges may judge them, then they shall justify the righteous and condemn the wicked. And it shall be, if the wicked man be worthy to be beaten, that the judge shall cause him to lie down and to be beaten before his face, according to his fault, by a certain number. 40 stripes he may give him, and not exceed, lest, if he should exceed, and beat him above these with many stripes, then your brother should seem vile unto you.
Now, part of what you're reading in what we read before in Isaiah 50, when Yahweh does bring forth judgment, even to Yahshua for us, it has to be dealt with according to the law. So now we have this law in Deuteronomy 25 that talks about if a servant of the children of Israel have done some things and their punishment is to be beaten. When Yahweh deals with us as a nation, he still deals with us according to the law. How many people ever heard of any Jewish person getting beaten or having whips on their back? When he says, he that is cursed shall hang on the tree. The only people you see hanging on the tree is us. How many ish you seen hanging on the tree? Even when Yahweh deals with us, he's still dealing with us according to the law. Our problem is we don't understand the law. So then when things happen unto us, we all bewildered. Why are you bewildered? Get in your book. You understand why he does certain things. There's no other people on earth that has a back whipped up like ours. You go through all the pictures of history, you don't find none of them, just us. But our law said this is what happened to us when we do wrong. So Yahweh put the whip in somebody else's hand and made them people punish us for going against his culture. We too busy being angry, we don't even know what we're getting a whipping for. We out here arguing this point, that what you got the whooping for over there? You over here doing all this, this ain't what you got the whooping for. He whooping you because you done walked away from his culture. We think, well, I didn't pick enough cotton today. That ain't why you getting the whooping. That ain't why you getting the whooping. I don't care if you pick double cotton today. You gonna get a whooping. Right? And this ain't happening to nobody else on this planet. Nobody. But you still got people making you have a low self-esteem about who you are in this book. Yet every step along the way, this book proves that it's you. Why you think they don't want to stay in it? They got to read something else. So they tell our people on Sunday, stay in the back of the book and do a whole bunch of praise dancing. They tell other people, look, we got a whole nother set of books for you and a bunch of rituals and fake customs. Because don't nobody want to read this. Because every step of the way you're going to figure out you're getting closer and closer to understanding that this is you. And the last thing the nations want, they ain't worried that, well, they a little worried that I know. But they don't want Pookie in the project to figure out this him. When Pookie in the project figure out this him, I'm talking about when the what y'all call them, when the YNs. Mm-hmm. When the YNs figure out who them is, they're going to start pointing those weapons differently. They worried about that. They ain't worried about me knowing per se. Just don't tell the YNs. As long as you don't tell them, we all right. But I'm here to tell you, Yahweh going to tell the YNs. He's on his way to a project party near you. Go ahead, Bree.
That was it.
You finished that?
Yes, sir.
Now, Isaiah 50 and verse 6 says, I gave my cheeks to them that plucked off the hair. Some have read that statement, and it has caused them to reject the following of Yahweh's culture of facial hair for men. We have to understand we're not allowed to use one incident that went wrong, according to our understanding, as an excuse to break his law. Furthermore, we must examine the scripture so we don't take something out of context and unknowingly cast his order to the ground. I want you to read Leviticus chapter 19 and read verse 27 for me.
You shall not round the corners of your heads, neither shall you mar the corners of your beard.
All right, so because in Isaiah 50 it says, I gave my face to those that plucked off the hair. One of the things we have to understand is that was part of judgment. And when Yahweh deals with judgment, he's going to deal with judgment according to the law. But then you have us having to deal with Gentile culture. And Gentile culture say you need to tuck your shirt in and you need to be smooth face. All right? And we have to train our face to be smooth, to shave, to get to make sure there's no facial hair. Now, we have picked up this culture. So then when we read these things, if you're not careful, you're going to let that cause you to have a negative thought towards his culture. So now you have those, because of that, they have seen a negative connotation between a man having facial hair. Because they're looking at the judgment part of that. So I want you to read the definition of mar. It says, you shall not mar the corners of your beard.
H7843, shakath, to decay, that is, causatively ruin, literally or figuratively, batter, cast off, corrupt, corrupter, corrupting, destroy, destroyer, destruction, lose, mar, perish, spill, spoiler, utterly, waste or waster.
Now, one of the things that we will even look at, we say, hey, if a woman have long hair, it's a glory unto her. But then Yahweh didn't say the same thing when a man had long hair. Oh, Yahweh said his hair supposed to be long in the other place. He supposed to have a long beard. She supposed to have long hair. Now, who goes in and tell, any animal, you know what, this is just too much hair. You know what, monkey? We need to get rid of some of this hair, monkey, because you just one hairy monkey. This just don't. Why would God even make a monkey with so much hair? Wait a minute. Who else changes their appearance? Yahweh said there's a way that a man is supposed to look and a way that a woman is supposed to look. But we have allowed culture to tell us how we're supposed to look. Now we got our women deciding, no, they need to be more of something. Why? Watching television. Television told them, no, you need to look this way. So now they're hurting themselves trying to look that way. Now we letting other people tell us. That's a problem. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 21.
Elders, we go in there. It's funny that the lion is one of the few things that I can think of that you can distinctively tell who the male is.
Yep. There's no confusion about. Now, when you get to them gorillas, I can't tell you the male gorilla from the female gorilla. I do have a common thing, which is get the hell away from both of them. So I'm not there long enough to figure out, who the daddy and who the mama. I'm already the hell out of that down. I'm gone, Jack. So, but that lion, you can tell from a long way off. Let's hear a little boy. Let's hear a little boy, little boy lion. All right. So then we got to look at, okay, what is you a man boy? Well, why does the nation want you to be a man boy? So you're a grown man, but they want you to look like a boy. But they have really strange things that they want from these little boys. All right? So they got some really strange happenings. Hey, when I ain't know no better, I did the same thing. You have to trick your face once the hair started growing. They had to put the little hot towel on it so it draw all the hairs out. Then he had to come and cut, but don't put the razor under here because I get bumps under here. Now you can cut the razor on the top, but use the clippers on the bottom. Oh, man, I had a whole equation. But why do we have to have an equation? You realize other people can shave for 30, 40 years without any equation and never get a hair bump? You have to wonder why we are the only people on the face of the earth who get hair bump. You're the only people he told don't cut the hair. He didn't tell that to them. He didn't tell that to nobody else. Right. Leviticus chapter 21, let's start at verse 1.
And Yahweh said unto Moshe, Speak unto the priests, the sons of Aaron, and say unto them, There shall none be defiled for the dead among his people, but for his kin that is near unto him, that is, for his mother, and for his father, and for his son, and for his daughter, and for his brother, and for his sister a virgin.
Wait a minute, for him to know his sister a virgin, he off in his sister business. See, we'll say out of my business. The brother say, your business is my business. This our business. You tell that, you tell that knuckle come over here one more time, I'm going upside his head. You understand what I'm talking about? Your curfew 8. She said, boy, I'm older than you. I said your curfew 8. Let him come around here one more again. I said your business is our business. This be us business. Let him come over here again. I'm going to show him what us gonna do. Okay. Go ahead.
That is near unto him, which has had no husband, for her may he be defiled. But he shall not defile himself, being a chief man among his people, to profane himself. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corn of their beard, nor make any cuttings in their flesh. They shall be holy unto their Elohim, and not profane the name of their Elohim, for the offering of Yahweh made by fire, and the bread of their Elohim, they do offer. Therefore they shall be holy.
Wait a minute. They shall not make baldness upon their head, neither shall they shave off the corner of their beard, nor make any cuttings on their flesh. The very next word says, they shall be holy unto their Elohim. Wait a minute. So what holiness look like? I'm going to give you a second. What does holiness look like? He said when you come toward his altar, you better look like holiness. Wait a minute. What does holiness look like? See, we've been told it's cool to have a beard. Now, when I first started growing facial hair, they didn't say it was cool. My family said, why are you doing that to your face? You have such a decent looking face. Now I can't even see it for all that hair. Apparently, the hair just cover everything. Apparently, I had to move the hair just to see. That was there because they used to none whatsoever. Because that's the way I did it. Okay. But wait a minute. When Yahweh looks up and sees someone approaching his altar to do service, they need to look holy. Wait a minute. What is he looking for? He said, all right, they have to be 30 years old before they start working. At 20 years, they were helpers. Well, at 20 years, they ain't quite, they ain't got, at 20, I was trying to get that to connect right down. So I would let it grow out and then cut it back down, try to see. And then, we just rubbed the hell out of it because somebody told us to keep rubbing it. It'll connect. So I had top lip. I had bottom, but there wasn't no connection. But I wanted that Teddy Riley. You know what I'm saying? We had that. I used to look in the mirror and say, oh, jam. You know what I'm saying? I just tried my best to get it to connect, and it just took forever to connect. But wait a minute. He said 20 years old, they can't approach yet. What don't they have at 20? All right. But at 30, though, at 30, they can approach unto my altar. What they got at 30? All right, they look right. All right, yeah, you can get, all right, come on. All right, yeah, you got that to connect, didn't you? All right, come on up here. Come on, I'll let you come on up. Okay. All right. Go ahead, priest. You finished that?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go to Jeremiah chapter 48. See, we think Yahweh playing. But because we read somewhere where some judgment was given, then we take that judgment and say, well, I'm not going to do such and such. All right, just understand. Ain't but so close you're going to get to him. You can do all that you want to do, but I can tell you what, you're going to be over there. Jeremiah chapter 48, and let's start at verse 35.
Moreover, I will cause to cease in Moab, says Yahweh, him that offers in the high places, and him that burns incense to his gods. Therefore, mine heart shall sound for Moab like pipes, and mine heart shall sound like pipes for the men of Kirheres, because the riches that he has gotten are perished. For every head shall be bald, and every beard clipped. Upon all the hands shall be cuttings, and upon the loins sackcloth. There shall be lamentation generally upon all the housetops of Moab.
So lamentation is weeping. Lamentation is mourning. So you connect every head bald and every beard clipped. This is judgment. But now you have, because we may read what's happening to Yahweh's servant in Isaiah 50 and then take that as a thing to say, you know what, I ain't going to wear no beard. Then wait a minute. So you putting yourself in the place of judgment? Who goes down to the jail and say, you know what, I want to stay here? I ain't seen a voluntary dude go to jail yet. And if you do, we need to talk to him and get him evaluated mentally. Correct?
And in the streets thereof. For I have broken, Moab like a vessel wherein is no pleasure, says Yahweh. They shall howl, saying, how is it broken down? How has Moab turned? How has Moab turned back with shame? So shall Moab be a derision and a dismaying to all them about him. For thus says Yahweh, behold, he shall fly as an eagle, and shall spread his wings over Moab. Kiriath is taken, and the stronghold are surprised. And the mighty men's hearts in Moab at that day shall be as the heart of a woman in her pangs.
Now, everything after this, after he discusses the head being bald and the beard clipped, everything after it is judgment. Keep going.
And Moab shall be destroyed from being a people, because he has magnified himself against Yahweh. Fear and the pit and the snare shall be upon you, O inhabitant of Moab, says Yahweh. He that flees from the fear shall fall into the pit, and he that gets up out of the pit shall be taken in the snare. For I will bring upon it, even upon Moab, the year of their visitation, says Yahweh. They that fled stood under the shadow of Heshbon because of the force. But a fire shall come forth out of Heshbon, and a flame from the midst of Sihon, and shall devour the corner of Moab, and the crown of the head of the tumultuous ones. Woe be unto you, O Moab! The people of Chemosh perisheth, for your sons are taken captives, and your daughters captives. Yet will I bring again the captivity of Moab in the latter days, says Yahweh. Thus far is the judgment of Moab.
Right, and this judgment began with the clipping of the hair. So we have to understand that when Yahweh starts doing certain things, guess what? You ain't going to be able to keep your culture when he starts going deep into judgment. This is why I tell people we getting to the point where we want to do every single thing that we find in the book. Understand, if you could do everything that was in the book, then we wouldn't be in judgment. How you going to do everything? Let's go to Ezekiel chapter 5. But we have to do what we can. We can't turn around and then use one thing and say, well, I'm not going to do any of this because I can't do this one thing on the left. No, he's going to deal with you for that. Ezekiel chapter 5, and we're going to read verses 1 through 8.
And you, son of man, take you a sharp knife, take you a barber's razor, and cause it to pass upon your head and upon your beard. Then take you balances to weigh, and divide the hair.
Now, wait a minute. Now, we one of the things about trying to understand the will of Yah can get to be confusing. Now, wait a minute. Now, you put forth a law. You shall not mar the corners of your beard. Then he said, take a razor. And I want you to take a sharp knife, cause it to pass upon your head and upon your beard. Wait a minute. Wait, you told me don't do that. Go ahead.
You shall burn with fire a third part in the midst of the city, when the days of the siege are fulfilled. And you shall take a third part, and smite about it with a knife, and a third part you shall scatter in the wind, and I'll draw out a sword after them. You shall also take thereof a few in number, and bind them in your skirts. Then take of them again, and cast them into the midst of the fire, and burn them in the fire. For thereof shall a fire come forth into all the house of Israel.
All right, so the house, the hair represents the house of Israel. So then he's burning the hair. Now, if everybody else walks in culture, what does this one bald head, bald face dude look like to them? They said, man, that dude crazy. Man, what he did, that dude cut the hair off, he put the hair in the fire, and then he took part of the hair, he threw it in the wind. That guy is out of his mind. That guy is being used to show the judgment that's going to come upon Israel. Go ahead.
Thus says the Adonai Elohim, this is Jerusalem. I have set it in the midst of the nations and countries that are round about her. And she has changed my judgments into wickedness more than the nations, and my statutes more than the countries that are round about her. For they have refused my judgments and my statutes, they have not walked in them.
Right, because we saw the ways of other nations and we like those better. So we changed Yahweh's ways and we kept the ways of the nation. Oh, he has a serious problem with it. We don't understand these various parts of his culture that mean something to him. Oh, we're going to answer for that. Go ahead.
Therefore, thus says the Adonai Yah, because you multiplied more than the nations that are round about you, and have not walked in my statutes, neither have kept my judgments, neither have done according to the judgments of the nations that are round about you. Therefore, thus says the Adonai Yah, behold, I, even I, am against you, and will execute judgments in the midst of you in the sight of the nations.
Once again, the beginning of it starts with a barber's razor. The end of it is judgment. Let's go to Numbers chapter 6. And we oftentimes do things and not really understand. We take the whole symbol of the cross, put it in gold, and put it on our neck. The cross is a symbol of death. This is the symbol of torture. We put the symbol of torture and encrusted it with diamonds. We got a diamond encrusted torture piece. And think we in the sport. Right. Okay. Where we at, brother?
Numbers chapter 6.
Numbers chapter 6. Start at verse 1.
And Yahweh spake unto Moshe, saying, Speak unto the children of Israel, and say unto them, When either man or woman shall separate themselves to vow a vow of a Nazarite, to separate themselves unto Yahweh, he shall separate himself from wine and strong drink, and shall drink no vinegar of wine, or vinegar of strong drink, neither shall he drink any liquor of grapes, nor eat moist grapes, or dried. All the days of his separation shall he eat nothing that is made of the vine tree, from the kernels even to the husk.
So this is a part of his vow of separation, to be separated unto Yahweh. Go ahead.
All the days of the vow of his separation there shall no razor come upon his head, until the days be fulfilled, in the which he separates himself unto Yahweh. He shall be holy, and shall let the locks of the hair of his head grow. All the days that he separates himself unto Yahweh, he shall come at no dead body. He shall not make himself unclean for his father, or for his mother, for his brother, or for his sister, when they die, because the consecration of his Elohim is upon his head.
Wait a minute. He has already separated himself unto his Elohim, so it's other things he just can't participate in. See, we have to understand that there's a certain amount of anointing on us. It's certain things we just ain't going to be able to participate in. Okay, go ahead.
All the days of his separation he is holy unto Yahweh. And if any man die very suddenly by him, and he has defiled the head of his consecration, then he shall shave his head in the day of his cleansing. On the 7th day shall he shave it. And on the 8th day he shall bring 2 turtle doves or 2 young pigeons to the priest, to the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And the priest shall offer the one for a sin offering, and the other for a burnt offering, and make an atonement for him, for that he sinned by the dead, and shall hallow his head that same day. And he shall consecrate unto Yahweh the days of his separation, and shall bring a lamb of the first year for a trespass offering. But the days that were before shall be lost, because his separation was defiled.
Right. The days are lost once he was defiled. Now, it wasn't anything he did. Somebody just died near him. He was separated unto his Elohim. Boom. Separation over. You go ahead and cut that start off. Go ahead.
And this is the law of the Nazarite. When the days of his separation are fulfilled, he shall be brought unto the door of the tabernacle of the congregation. And he shall offer his offering unto Yahweh, 1 he-lamb of the first year without blemish for a burnt offering, and 1 ewe-lamb of the first year without blemish for a sin offering, and 1 ram without blemish for peace offerings, and a basket of unleavened bread, cakes of fine flour mingled with oil, and wafers of unleavened bread anointed with oil, and their meat offering, and their drink offerings.
Now, a lot of times because we go in here and we read the sacrifices, we don't understand that Yahweh has already substituted those things. So when we talk about us having to go through certain issues, we think that he has completely done away with the law. No, all he did was adjust it a little bit. Now you're going to go through the same things, but you're not going to have a priest to orchestrate it. He didn't completely demolish his law. He set it aside, because you're going to deal with it again. So he can't take the whole concept and throw the concept out. Wasn't nothing wrong with the concept. Something wrong with us. The concept ain't got to get thrown away. We got to get thrown away. Get a new you. Go ahead.
And the priest shall bring them before Yahweh, and shall offer his sin offering and his burnt offering. And he shall offer the ram for a sacrifice of peace offerings unto Yahweh, with the basket of unleavened bread. The priest shall offer also his meat offering and his drink offering. And the Nazarite shall shave the head of his separation at the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, and shall take the hair of the head of his separation, and put it in the fire which is under the sacrifice of peace offerings. And the priest shall take the side and shoulder of the ram, and 1 unleavened cake out of the basket, and 1 unleavened wafer, and shall put them upon the hands of the Nazarite after the hair of his separation is shaven. And the priest shall wave them for a wave offering before Yahweh. This is holy for the priest, with the wave breast and heave shoulder, and after that the Nazarite may drink wine.
So why is it so confusing unto us when people say, hey, when you get some of this hair that you buying at the store, that some of that hair was sacrificed? Wasn't our hair sacrificed? Wasn't our hair burnt on the altar? So when you start saying stuff like that to people, they say, well, you just going too far. This ain't no sacrifice hair, all right? You get the wrong hair, and you start coming up, hello, how you doing? My name is good. I'm like, what happened to you? I don't know why I'm talking like this. Because you got that hair in there. You got the wrong one. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know. My name is Keisha. No, Keisha, you just sound like your name's something else now. You done got the wrong hair. You should have looked at the red at the back of that one. Go ahead.
This is the law of the Nazarite who has vowed, and of his offering unto Yahweh for his separation, beside that his hand shall get, according to the vow which he vowed, so he must do after the law of his separation.
All right, let's go to Matthew chapter 26. Matthew 26, and let's read verses 26 through 29.
And as they were eating, Yahshua took bread and blessed it, and brake it, and gave it to the disciples, and said, Take, eat, this is my body. And he took the cup, and gave thanks, and gave it to them, saying, Drink you all of it, for this is my blood of the New Testament, which is shed for many for the remission of sins. But I say unto you, I will not drink henceforth of this fruit of the vine, until that day when I drink it new with you in my Father's kingdom.
So, in other words, Yahshua has entered into a Nazarite vow right there at that moment. So then when some people say, when he says, wait a minute now, the razor shall not come near his head. Now you have some that have looked at Isaiah 50 and say, you know, I'm appalled by the beard. Well, wait a minute. That means you're going to be appalled at the sight of your God, King High Priest. Because what you think a Nazarite look like? What you think a Nazarite look like when he says, I ain't going to drink the wine and the razor ain't coming near? That's a part of the same vow. So you're going to be appalled when you see him that he not some smooth-faced character? That he don't look like he used Dove and olive oil? He didn't moisturize? You're going to be appalled? We have to make sure that we don't let what the nations have given us cause us to look at our culture in the wrong way. Because, you know, they've given us all kind of images of Jesus, who they say is the son of Elohim. But, you know, I ain't seen one of them without a beard, though. Even the white one and got the beard. Even the black one with the perm. I don't know who the hell that is. That perm pimp Jesus. Perm pimp Jesus had a beard. I mean, he had that thing laid down, boy. He looked like Rodney and Joe Cooley. Y'all probably don't know who that is. But he had that thing. Boy had the bob and the hey. But he still had the beard. Even when they lie, they put truth in it. But then again, ain't that how all lies are told? How else does it become believable? Okay. All right. Let's go. Where we at? Let's go to Acts chapter 21.
You know, elders, we go there, you know, like you talking about the Nazarite vow and how Yahshua is going to look coming back. And I think the biggest people is going to have a problem is our own people. Because
of course.
Just having locks, I've never had as much problem with the other people as I do with my own people.
Because we already have our own thought process on certain things, you know, and especially once we make it. Once we get a degree or two, first of all, we don't want to be called by that old name. You know, call me by my government name. You know, don't call me that nickname. We better than this. So now the things that we deal with have to be of a certain caliber. And we don't want no Buju Banton looking dude. Talking about that's our savior. No. We want that dude with the perm. Yeah, we want that dude with the perm. Okay. All right. Go ahead, brother. Acts 21. Let's start at verse 17.
And when we were come to Jerusalem, the brethren received us gladly. And the day following, Saul went in with us unto Jacob, and all the elders were present. And when he had saluted them, he declared particularly what things Elohim had wrought among the Gentiles by his ministry. And when they heard it, they glorified the Adonai, and said unto him, You see, brother, how many thousands of Yehudis there are which believe, and they are all zealous of the law, and they are informed of you, that you teach us all the Yehudis which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moshe.
Now, understand the difference. He says, and they're informed of you that you teach all the Jews which are among the Gentiles to forsake Moshe. He said, look, I wasn't teaching the Gentiles. They weren't even questioning that what you was teaching the Gentiles. No. You was teaching the Jews who are among the Gentiles to forsake Moshe. Listen to the statement. There's automatically a difference between what the true children of Israel are given as a path to salvation and the way the Gentiles have their path to salvation. Our problem is we still think we Gentiles. Go ahead.
Saying that they ought not to circumcise their children, neither to walk after the customs. What is it therefore? The multitude must needs come together, for they will hear that you are come. Do therefore this that we say to you. We have 4 men which have a vow on them. Them take and purify yourself with them, and be at charges with them, that they may shave their heads, and all may know that those things whereof they were informed concerning you are nothing, but that you yourself also walk orderly and keepeth the law.
That you yourself also walk orderly and keep the law. So go through these things concerning the completion of a vow. So when somebody see you bald-faced and bald-head, that question is, well, when did you end your vow? Because clearly you just had a vow that just ended, right? If not, you got counsel? What happened? You just came from the doctor? What's the problem? Why you look like that? Because that's completely against the culture of your Elohim. But we've been pushed so hard, we think this is normal. I tell you what's interesting, the number of Sunday Christians all of a sudden showing up with beards. You know, that was the one thing you did not see. You ain't see no beard in the pulpit. Oh no, they changing now. It ain't like they just not figured this out. You don't spend 40 years reading a book and you ain't never came across nothing. Go ahead.
As touching the Gentiles which believe, we have written and concluded that they observe no such thing, save only that they keep themselves from things offered to idols, and from blood, and from strangled, and from fornication. Then Saul took the men, and the next day purifying himself with them, entered into the temple to signify the accomplishment of the days of purification, until that an offering should be offered for every one of them.
All right. Now, what we have to look at is just because something is good does not mean it is the will of Yahweh. Likewise, something may appear as bad, yet it is exactly what the Most High desires for this particular situation at that point in time. Let's go to Mark chapter 8. See, the closer and closer we get to the redemption of the children of Israel, the closer we're going to get to witnessing some things that seem absolutely strange. I mean, even in the earth, it says that there are going to be things that's going to be strange. He says he's going to make a day that shall not be night or day. Wait a minute. Now, wait a minute. Did they confuse? Did they say, you know what, I don't know if it's night, I don't know if it's day, but I'm just going to stand in the middle. So we talking, if you ever been around when an eclipse happened, it's strange, but it's only for a moment. But for that moment when the eclipse happened, it turned night at the daytime. Now, imagine that happening but staying. Now, things about to get confusing. Because now we have to try to figure out, okay, what is the will of Yahweh? And what we automatically assume is if we like it, it is his will. That's our thought process. It must be his will. I don't see why nobody would not want me to have Keisha Jackson. Look at her. If I wanted, he wanted. Go ahead.
We going to
Mark chapter 8.
Yep.
Start at verse 27.
And Yahshua went out, and his disciples, into the towns of Caesarea Philippi. And by the way, he asked his disciples, saying unto them, Whom do men say that I am? And they answered, Johannes the Baptist. Some say Elias, and others, one of the prophets. And he says unto them, But whom say you that I am?
All right, so now he getting right down to it. No. I done heard what they say. No. Tell me what you say. Go ahead.
And Cephas answered and said unto him, You are the Mashiach. And he charged them that they should tell no man of him. And he began to teach them that the Son of Man must suffer many things, and be rejected of the elders, and of the chief priests and scribes, and be killed, and after 3 days rise again.
Now, this, first of all, he questions them, Who do you say I am? You are the Mashiach. Then, once they understand and accept who he is, he then says what's going to happen to him. Go ahead.
And he spake that saying openly, and Cephas took him and began to rebuke him.
Now, because see, this ain't what Cephas want. Cephas, no, man. There ain't nothing great entered this world like this. It can't be Yahweh's will that you go through this. See, now he believes that his will is Yah's will, and then now he has entertained a thought. Go ahead.
But when he had turned about and looked on his disciples, he rebuked Cephas, saying, Get you behind me, Satan, for you savoreth not the things that be of Elohim, but the things that be of men.
All right. Now, the question is he dealing directly with Cephas or the spirit that Cephas is entertaining? Because if we will take that completely personal, but that spirit says, wait a minute. Right when he says that he's going to suffer many things and die, Cephas automatically was the one that jumped up. But wait a minute. Remember, it was Cephas that he asked, do you love me? He said, you know I love you. Feed my lambs. Wait a minute. So the spirit, the evil spirit, went into the one who loved him the most. Okay, wait a minute. Spirit said, wait a minute. Who can I get to fight against Yahweh's will? I got it. I know who gonna fight. The one who love him the most. Because they're not gonna want him to leave. So he automatically then now is going against the will of the Most High because he loves him. Ain't that what we do? Who we hurt the most?
The ones we love.
The ones we love. We'll say some of the most god-awful stuff to the folk who do the most for us. Throw their deeds down to the ground like it don't matter. They do something great, we be like, you should have done it yesterday. Well, damn. Okay. So, who did the adversary use? He said, I ain't gonna use now one of them other ones. They don't love him like Cephas do. Cephas is that's the perfect one to use. Okay. We ain't looking like that. We're not looking like that. So now, if he's dealing with Cephas, now wait a minute. He says, you are the rock of whom I am going to start my church. But did he just build the church on Satan? Wait a minute. If he's dealing directly with Cephas, no. He's dealing with that spirit. Okay. Things ain't always as cut and dry as they appear. Let's go to Genesis chapter 1. See, there's levels to this thing, and you got to understand that you ain't on the highest one. And as long as you get that through your head, you're going to be all right. Understand that there's always a level above the one you own. And if we can get that through our head, then we always ready to be ushered up to the next level. So when Yahweh says, hey, come up hither, you know there is an up hither. But you know, when somebody says come up hither and you think you're already there, come up where? Ain't nowhere else to go. I am already up. Ah, yeah. Kill him. Kill him. All right, Genesis chapter 1, and let's read verses 11 and 12.
And Elohim said, let the earth bring forth grass, the herb yielding seed, and the fruit tree yielding fruit after his kind, whose seed is in itself, upon the earth. And it was so. And the earth brought forth grass, and herb yielding seed after his kind, and the tree yielding fruit, whose seed was in itself, after his kind. And Elohim said that it was good.
Elohim said it was good. This is his creation. This is beautiful earth now. The trees, the flowers, the grass. This is his doing. It is beautiful. He is happy about his creation. All right. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 16. And if you look and see that, wait a minute, he is happy about certain things, then you say, oh, okay, well, this makes sense. Because, you know, even in this garden, he had miraculous trees. Wait a minute now. We talking about a tree that can cause a man or a woman to live forever. A tree that could cause one to have knowledge of everything in the earth. Wait a minute. These are some special trees. All right. Deuteronomy chapter 16. I want you to read verses 18 through 22.
Judges and officers shall you make you in all your gates, which Yahweh Elohim gives you, throughout your tribes, and they shall judge the people with just judgment. You shall not wrest judgment. You shall not respect persons, neither take a gift, for a gift does blind the eyes of the wise and pervert the words of the righteous. That which is altogether just shall you follow, that you may live, and inherit the land which Yahweh Elohim gives you. You shall not plant you a grove of any trees near unto the altar of Yahweh Elohim, which you shall make you. Neither shall you set you up any image which Yahweh your Elohim hates.
Now, the last verse is a clue to the understanding of the verse before it. Now, we just read Yahweh created all these trees and they were beautiful. It was something that he was pleased in. But he said, hey, look, don't plant them trees in my altar. What? Yahweh, you said the trees are beautiful. You said it was good. Now you telling us don't plant none of these things near your altar? Okay. Let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 19. Deuteronomy 19 and read verses 15 through 21.
One witness shall not rise up against a man for any lawlessness or for any sin, and any sin that he sins at the mouth of 2 witnesses, at the mouth of 3 witnesses, shall the matter be established. If a false witness rise up against any man to testify against him that which is wrong, then both the men between whom the controversy is shall stand before Yahweh, before the priests and the judges which shall be in those days.
All right, then both of the men between whom the controversy is. When you start dealing with the will of Yahweh, he wants there to be just judgment between us. But for that to be, then both the men have to stand. Now, if we are hiding one person's involvement, then only one person is either standing there or one person is speaking. There's something wrong with that judgment. Go ahead.
And the judges shall make diligent inquisition, and, behold, if the witness be a false witness, and has testified falsely against his brother, then shall you do unto him as he had thought to have done unto his brother.
Now, so what Yahweh is going to do is examine the heart of the accuser. What was your intent? That's what you're going to have to deal with. Whatever was your intent. Now, we try to convince ourselves that our intent is more righteous than it really is or was. But Yahweh is going to deal with us according to whatever our intent was. So if you know that you done something, you might as well go ahead and buckle up and lace up and get ready for whatever that was you intended. That's what he got to do to you. He got to do that to you just to make you back right on equal footing. This ain't him trying to kill you. This is him putting you back on equal footing because this is what you did to your brother or your sister. He ain't got no choice. Go ahead.
So shall you put the evil away from among you. And those which remain shall hear and fear, and shall henceforth commit no more any such evil among you. And your eye shall not pity, but life shall go for life, eye for eye, tooth for tooth, hand for hand, foot for foot.
All right, now, when we start looking at dealing with Yahweh's altar or dealing with any of those things, sometimes we especially when it's talking about just judgment, judgment gets confusing the closer it gets to us. It's real easy to judge them people down the street. Ain't no problem judging them people. Them people wrong. Them people is wrong. Them people is wrong as the day is long. But let me tell you something. When two of the individuals is in your house, wait a minute, judgment get all of a sudden, wait a minute. Now you got to think a little bit. See, now you also have to make sure that you don't get caught up in resting judgment. So now you're going to be a little more favorable to someone that you like. Uh-oh, now we got an issue. See, judgment easy down the street. Judgment in your living room is totally different. Because now you got to ask yourself some real questions. Because sometimes you can do something and you have to say, now why did I do that? Now, was I just when I made that decision? Okay. All right. You finished that, brother?
Yes, sir.
All right. Let's go to
17.
All right, 17. Yeah. Let's go to Deuteronomy 17, and I want you to read verses 1 through 5.
You shall not sacrifice unto Yahweh your Elohim any bullock or sheep wherein is blemish, or any evil favoredness, for that is an abomination unto Yahweh your Elohim.
Right. So if we have do a work, is it not a blemish sacrifice? If we don't do the best we can do, is it not a blemish sacrifice? We can't make you do better than your ability. You can't go fuss at somebody who can't hold a note in a basket and tell them, I need you to sing like Luther. Hey, hold on, man. Hold on. That person don't have the ability to sing like Luther. You can't hold this person accountable to, no, when we start, I need you to woo, 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 woo. No, they can't do that. You can't hold them accountable for that. They can't do it. But that which they can do, you can hold them accountable for. See, you can hold them accountable. Hey, why you over there playing the video game and we over here practicing? Now, that you can hold them accountable for. You can't tell them to hit that note like Luther. They do not have that ability. Okay, keep reading.
If there be found among you within any of your gates which Yahweh your Elohim gives you, man or woman, that has wrought wickedness in the sight of Yahweh your Elohim, in transgressing his covenant, and has gone and served other gods and worshipped them, either the sun or moon, or any of the host of heaven, which I have not commanded. And it be told you, and you have heard of it, and inquired diligently, and behold, it be true, and the thing certain that such abomination is wrought in Israel, then shall you bring forth that man or that woman, which has committed that wicked thing onto your gates, even that man or that woman, and shall stone them with stones till they die. At the mouth of 2 witnesses or 3 witnesses shall he that is worthy of death be put to death, but at the mouth of 1 witness he shall not be put to death.
Now, one of the things that we have to deal with here, who is responsible for making the diligent inquiry? The judge is responsible for making the diligent inquiry. In other words, the person bringing forth the accusation. It is not the person's responsibility to prove themselves innocent. It is the accuser's job to prove them to be guilty. See, if we don't operate in that fashion, then we starting to operate like the good old U.S. of A. The diligent inquisition, that diligence has to be executed by the person bringing the accusation. Not the other person. That person is not required to, well, I can prove my innocence. That's not their position. We must remember that when we're dealing with some things. Now let's go to Deuteronomy chapter 12.
Deuteronomy chapter 12 and verse 1. These are the statutes and judgments which you shall observe to do in the land, which Yahweh Elohim of your fathers give you to possess it, all the days that you live upon the earth. You shall utterly destroy all the places wherein the nations which you shall possess serve their gods.
All right, so you're starting to get why Yahweh is doing certain things. All right, look, they serve their gods here. I need you to destroy it. Now, what happened when we go and say, look at the patio on this thing? Oh my goodness, is that a lanai? I never even seen a lanai. Is that it's like an indoor, outdoor patio. This is beautiful. I don't think we should destroy this one. Okay, you're on your way. Go ahead.
Upon the high mountains and upon the hills and upon every green tree.
Wait a minute, every green tree, wait a minute. Yahweh made the green trees and he said it was beautiful. But now he said, look, don't plant them near my altar. Why? Because that's what they do. And I need for you to be separate among them. But what if you just read that Yahweh loves the trees? He made the trees. He made the flowers. And you say, I'm going to plant all of these things near his altar. Because you say it must be good. But then he looked at what the nations were doing and he said, look, I don't want to be confused for them. So don't put this near where I'm going to come. So it's not about whether or not he liked it or not. It's about whether or not he wanted it associated with him. Go ahead.
And you shall overthrow their altars and break their pillars and turn their groves and burn their groves with fire. And you shall hew down the graven images of their gods and destroy the names of them out of the place.
Mm-hmm.
You shall not do so unto Yahweh your Elohim, but unto the place which Yahweh your Elohim shall choose out of all your tribes to put his name there, even unto his habitation shall you seek, and thither shall you come. And thither you shall bring your burnt offerings and your sacrifices and your tithes and heave offerings of your hand, and your vows and your freewill offerings, and the firstlings of your herds and of your flocks. And there you shall eat before Yahweh your Elohim, and you shall rejoice in all that you put your hand onto, you and your households, wherein Yahweh your Elohim has blessed you. You shall not do after all the things that we do here this day, every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes.
Every man whatsoever is right in his own eyes. All right, let's go to Leviticus chapter 10. So then, when we look at that, we then understand why Yahweh does not want those trees near his altar. It's not that he has a problem with trees. He made them. He knows they're beautiful. He knows they're good. But he does not want to be associated with man and their false worship. So understanding the will of the Most High is not just understanding what's good and what's bad. Something can be good and still bad for that situation. Something can be bad and still good for that situation. Leviticus chapter 10, and let's start at verse 1.
And Nadab and Abihu, the sons of Aaron, took either of them his censer, and put fire therein, and put incense thereon, and offered strange fire before Yahweh, which he commanded them not. And they went out fire from Yahweh, and devoured them, and they died before Yahweh.
Now, I want you to consider that as we're going through. All right? Nadab and Abihu, sons of Aaron, offered strange incense, and then died. All right? Keep going.
Then Moshe said unto Aaron, This is it, that Yahweh spake, saying, I'll be sanctified, and then to come near me. And before all the people I will be glorified. And Aaron held his peace. And Moshe called Mishael and Elzaphan, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, Come near, carry your brethren from before the sanctuary out of the camp.
Now, Moshe called Mishael and Elzaphan, the sons of Uzziel, the uncle of Aaron, and said unto them, Come carry your brother. He couldn't carry his own son. I don't know what you think you're reading. But he had to call somebody else to come move his boys. He holding his peace. Because of the anointing that's on him, he can't go over there and hug my boy, my son, my son. No. I don't know what you think you're reading. But he called somebody else to come get the bodies. All right, keep reading.
So they went near and carried them in their coats out of the camp, as Moshe had said. And Moshe said unto Aaron, and unto Eleazar, and unto Ithamar, his sons, Uncover not your heads, neither rend your clothes, lest you die, and lest wrath come upon all the people.
So then they're not able to just mourn for themselves. Because being who they are, if they mourn, they bring mourning upon all the children of Israel and bring destruction upon the children of Israel. Why you think he only choose certain people to come and sit in that seat? You're going to have to be able to deal with your own personal stuff different. And you going around, woe is me all the time. My life, oh my life. Oh, I don't know what I'm going to do about my life. Nah, you can't sit in that seat. Because your life can be in complete turmoil. And you know what he wants you? Hey, boy, when you clocking in? Yes, sir. I'm sorry, sir. I had to get some new socks. I'm on my way. All right. You're not going to accept your excuses. You got to be careful about the seat you want to sit in. Go ahead.
You know, Elder, it's not till you read down further, because we see where Aaron wasn't allowed to go, but then you start to read and realize the brothers weren't even allowed to go. But what it said earlier, come not near for your brother, your sister.
This. Okay? They got a job to do. They had to call an uncle. He went down the line and found the next of kin. They all operating according to the law. I don't know what you think you're reading, but he operating according to the law. Okay, go ahead.
But let your brethren, the whole house of Israel, bewail the burning which Yahweh has kindled.
Let them cry. You better not do it. So when Yahshua said, let the dead bury their dead, wait a minute. We don't really understand the level of what he's saying. No, man, you just came with me. You trying to work with me, you get the anointing on you. You can't go over there and do that. And you got some family members? Surely you got some family members. They ain't quite right. Let them do it. Everybody got family ain't quite right. Hell, we just now barely right over not right. Hell, we just stopped being not right about 2 hours ago. What? He said, call the uncle. Let them come move the body. Okay. Go ahead.
And you shall not go out from the door of the tabernacle of the congregation, lest you die. For the anointing oil of Yahweh is upon you. And they did according to the word of Moshe. And Yahweh spake unto Aaron, saying, Do not drink wine nor strong drink, you nor your sons with you, when you go into the tabernacle of the congregation, lest you die. It shall be a statute forever throughout your generations. And that you may put difference between holy and unholy, and between unclean and clean. And that you may teach the children of Israel all the statutes which Yahweh had spoken unto them by the hand of Moshe. And Moshe spake unto Aaron, unto Eleazar, and unto Ithamar, his sons that were left, Take the meat offering that remains of the offerings of Yahweh made by fire, and eat it without leaven beside the altar, for it is most holy. And you shall eat it in the holy place, because it is your due, and your sons' due, of the sacrifices of Yahweh made by fire, for so I am commanded. And the wave breast and the heave shoulder shall you eat in a clean place, you and your sons and your daughters with you, for they be your due, and your sons' due, which are given out of the sacrifices of peace offerings of the children of Israel. The heave shoulder and the wave breast shall they bring with the offerings made by fire of the fat, to wave it for a wave offering before Yahweh, and it shall be yours and your sons with you by a statute forever, as Yahweh has commanded. And Moshe diligently sought the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burnt. And he was angry with Eleazar and Ithamar, the sons of Aaron, which were left alive, saying, Wherefore have you not eaten the sacrifice? Wherefore have you not eaten the sin offering in the holy place, seeing it is most holy? And Elohim has given it you to bear the lawlessness of the congregation, to make atonement for them before Yahweh. Behold, the blood of it was not brought in within the holy place. You should indeed have eaten it in the holy place as I commanded.
All right, now, he's giving him the rules of what should have been done, and he's angry. It says point blank, and he was angry, verse 16. Moshe diligently sought the goat of the sin offering, and behold, it was burnt, and he was angry. Go ahead.
And Aaron said unto Moshe, Behold, this day have they offered their sin offering and their burnt offering before Yahweh, and such things have befallen me. And if I had eaten the sin offering today, should it have been accepted in the sight of Yahweh? And when Moshe heard that, he was content.
All right. One answer answered all of that. His anger is gone. He is content. He's done. The situation is over. That's all it took. One answer. But the people have to be in a place where they can actually give that one answer. Let's go to Exodus chapter 34. See, sometimes Yahweh will allow something to come upon us to see how we're going to handle it.
You know, Elder, even with that, it said Moshe was angry. And that's how even, with us, we have to be able to still maintain a course even with somebody being angry.
Now, there's limits to that. Being able to do that when somebody is angry.
Right.
Let's go Exodus 34, start at 29.
And it came to pass, when Moshe came down from Mount Sinai with the 2 tables of testimony in Moshe's hand, when he came down from the mount, that Moshe knew not that the skin of his face shone while he talked with them. And when Aaron and all the children of Israel saw Moshe, behold, the skin of his face shone, and they were afraid to come near him. And Moshe called unto them, and Aaron and all the rulers of the congregation returned unto him.
Wait a minute, what do you mean return? Aaron ran too. All right, now pause for a second. So they scared of him because he's glowing. All right, now, what if Moshe was still glowing when he was angry at Aaron? All right, now come on, Cletus. Come on, Cletus. Now, if he come down angry, he got Yahweh's anointing on him. They already took off running. And he was glowing with no anger. He had to call for them to come back. Okay. We don't understand that the anointing upon us causes us to glow spiritually. And when we add anger to that, it may become too much for somebody to bear. Now they got to deal with anger and anointing. Damn it, that's too much. If Moshe had came down there angry and talking to them, they already took off running when they saw him. Now imagine if he came down with a certain disposition. Why have you not? They already back in Egypt. But it's a done deal. They cooking fish and leeks. They getting that, man, we ain't going back there. Hell no. Man, there's a glowing, angry dude back there, man. I'm not going back there, man. You know what? I'd rather be a slave. We don't consider, we don't see the power like that. You don't see the power like that when you got the power. Somebody else who witnessed the power have to see the power. You don't have to see the power because you got it. Go ahead, Bree.
And Moshe talked with them. And afterward all the children of Israel came near, and he gave them in commandment all that Yahweh had spoken with him in Mount Sinai. Until Moshe had done speaking with them, he put a veil on his face.
Now, wait a minute. He got to change himself. Wait a minute. They so afraid of him He got the check here. He didn't tell them, all right, now y'all need to just deal with it. Hell, brother got the spirit. I said, spirit in the house. Then what? That ain't what he said. They couldn't deal with it. They are so afraid they can't do their job. If they too afraid, they're not going to speak up. They're not going to be able to do their job. You have to understand sometimes the power is overwhelming. So what we going to do? Throw away the power, or we going to learn how to work with it? God ain't throwing away mine. I can tell you that. I tell you one thing you won't see in the trash. I can tell you what you won't see in there.
Look, it look like such power in here.
Now, that ain't what you saw. I don't know what you saw in there, but I guarantee you it wasn't mine. Believe that. Okay. All right. Did you finish that, bro?
But when Moshe went in before Yahweh to speak with him, he took the veil off until he came out.
So when he's around and in the vicinity of like power, he can be himself with that power. He can't be himself with that power amongst people who don't have that power. That's the responsibility of the individual with the power, not the responsibility of the people without the power. Just like it is the responsibility of the judge to seek diligent inquisition, not the individual who's been accused. If we're going to have the power, you're going to have to walk in it. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 14. You can't have it and not walk in it. But then that means you're also going to have to make diligent inquisition on how to walk in it. And we're going to slip up, we're going to fall, you got to get back up. You can't let a fall give you so much low self-esteem.
Now I ain't gonna walk at all. I ain't gonna do nothing.
See, that's what we do. Soon as we get in trouble,
You know what? I ain't gonna even breathe no more.
oh, okay. Okay, this what we doing. This what we doing. This how we gonna do this? Wow. Okay. We grown men and women, and we still need spiritual timeout.
Go to timeout. Go on over there.
1 Samuel chapter 14. Let's start at verse 37.
And Saul asked counsel of Elohim, shall I go down after the Philistines? Will you deliver them into the hand of Israel? But he answered him not that day. And Saul said, draw you near hither, all the chief of the people, and know and see wherein this sin has been this day. For as Yahweh lives, which saves Israel, though it be in Jonathan my son, he shall surely die.
Now, Saul, hey, this is a different dude. To paint the picture, they have done and gone through this long battle. After the battle, Saul institutes a fast. Now, let me give you the equivalent. Imagine you done worked a 12-hour shift, and you get home, you ready to take a bath and to eat and go to sleep. And you get home and they say,
We just started a fast.
wait a minute. Hold on, y'all. Let me tell you something, y'all. I tell you what we're finna do. I'm about to eat fast. Let me tell you something, y'all. Y'all, somebody should have told me this before I put that 12 in. You understand what I'm talking about? So somebody should have told me I would have been preparing for a fast. So this is what Saul, because he wants to be successful in his campaign, he just orchestrated this fast at a very bad time. Then his son breaks the fast very small like. And now Saul said his son must die. Okay, keep reading.
But there was not a man among all the people that answered him.
Now, what would happen? The people are afraid of Saul's power. They know this is wrong. They can't answer him. They are afraid. Wait a minute. What did Dawid say? He wouldn't put his hands on Saul because he was what?
Anointed.
An anointed servant. Okay. So he's anointed and he has anger. They're not touching it. He's an anointed man who's angry. His countenance shows he's angry. He's anointed. They are standing there. They are not trying to answer. We don't know that we be doing that. Go ahead.
Then said he unto all Israel, Be you on one side, and I and Jonathan my son will be on the other side. And the people said unto Saul, Do what seems good unto you. Therefore Saul said unto Yahweh Elohim of Israel, Give a perfect lot. And Saul and Jonathan were taken, but the people escaped. And Saul said, Cast lots between me and Jonathan my son. And Jonathan was taken. Then Saul said to Jonathan, Tell me what you have done. And Jonathan told him and said, I did but taste a little honey with the end of the rod that was in mine hand. And lo, I must die?
So tasting the honey said, oh, I broke the fast that you commanded at the wrong time. First of all, ain't nobody even told me. Imagine if the fast was told you, but you came in the door with the Wendy's. And yeah, what? Today? Like right now? Damn. He already ate. He done did 12. Now he's held accountable for the fast that started, and he didn't know it started. Okay. Go ahead.
And Saul answered, Elohim do so and more also, for you shall surely die, Jonathan. And the people said unto Saul, Shall Jonathan die?
Now the people can talk. They didn't talk at first. They wanted to see how far this thing was going. Now it done got to the point where, okay, y'all, come on, man. We can't sit here and let this man kill his son. Man, come on. Now it happens. See, with power and anointing, it's hard to speak up. And you can't hold them people accountable saying, well, y'all should have said something. Hold on. These grown men, these warriors, and they didn't say nothing right away. They done let lots be taken. They done let all of this. Now he get down to the point where he about to kill his son. Now they talking. Man, come on. And then look how they talking. Shall he die? They careful how they talk. They probably had to think about, all right, now how we going to say this? Because y'all know he'll kill him. We can't just talk to him in no kind of way. All right, go ahead.
Shall Jonathan die, who has wrought this great salvation in Israel? Elohim forbid. As Yahweh lives, there shall not one hair of his head fall to the ground, for he is wrought with Elohim this day. So the people rescued Jonathan, that he died not.
So the people rescued him. They had to do it in unison. No man was strong enough to speak to Saul by himself. So the pause was for them to go amongst each other and talk and build up strength. Okay. Do we know what we be reading? Go ahead.
Then Saul went up from following the Philistines, and the Philistines went to their own place.
All right. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 20. First Samuel chapter 20. Let's start at verse 17.
And Jonathan caused David to swear again, because he loved him, for he loved him as he loved his own soul. Then Jonathan said to David, Tomorrow is the new moon, and you shall be missed, because your seat will be empty. And when you have stayed 3 days, then you shall go down quickly and come to the place where you did hide yourself when the business was in hand, and shall remain by the stone Ezel. And I will shoot 3 arrows on the side thereof, as though I shot at a mark. And behold, I'll send a lad, saying, Go, find out the arrows. For if I expressly say unto the lad, Behold, the arrows are on this side of you, take them. Then come you, for there is peace to you, and no hurt, as Yahweh lives. But if I say thus to the young man, Behold, the arrows are beyond you, go your way, for Yahweh has sent you away. And as touching the matter which you and I have spoken of, behold, Yahweh be between you and me forever. So David hid himself in the field, and when the new moon was come, the king sat down to eat meat. And the king sat upon his seat, as at other times, even upon a seat by the wall. And Jonathan arose and Abner sat by Saul's side, and David's place was empty. Nevertheless, Saul spake not anything that day, for he thought, something has befallen him. He is not clean. Surely he's not clean.
So he automatically assumed if he is not there, he must be unclean. All right, keep reading.
And it came to pass on the morrow, which was the 2nd day of the month, that David's place was empty. And Saul said unto Jonathan his son.
Now he asking, wait a minute, now this is the second time. Where he at? Go ahead.
Wherefore cometh not the son of Jesse to meet, neither yesterday nor today? And Jonathan answered Saul, David earnestly asked leave of me to go to Bethlehem. And he said, Let me go, I pray you, for our family has a sacrifice in the city, and my brother. He has commanded me to be there. And now, if I have found favor in your eyes, let me get away, I pray you, and see my brethren. Therefore he comes not unto the king's table. Then Saul's anger was kindled against Jonathan, and he said unto him, You son of a perverse, rebellious woman, do not I know that you have chosen the son of Jesse to your own confusion, and unto the confusion of your mother's nakedness? For as long as the son of Jesse lives upon the ground, you shall not be established, nor your kingdom. Wherefore now send and fetch him unto me, for he shall surely die. And Jonathan answered Saul his father, and said unto him, Wherefore shall he be slain? What has he done? And Saul cast a javelin at him to smite him, whereby Jonathan knew that it was determined of his father to slay David.
Now, Saul has a slight bit of an anger problem. He definitely needs those anger management classes. But he clearly now understands that his father has an issue. But hey, his father was just finna kill him. He just like that. So now you have this level of anger mixed with the anointing, and it's dangerous. Keep reading.
So Jonathan arose from the table in fierce anger, and did eat no meat the 2nd day of the month, for he was grieved for David, because his father had done him shame. And it came to pass in the morning that Jonathan went out into the field at the time appointed with David, and a little lad with him. And he said unto his lad, Run, find out now the arrows which I shot. And as the lad ran, he shot an arrow beyond him. And when the lad was come to the place of the arrow which Jonathan had shot, Jonathan cried after the lad, and said, Is not the arrow beyond you? And Jonathan cried after the lad, Make speed, haste, stay not. And Jonathan the lad gathered up the arrows and came to his master. But the lad knew not anything, only Jonathan and David knew the matter.
So understand that there are levels of knowledge when you're dealing with a situation. The lad is in the situation, but has no idea what's actually happening. Sometimes we are being used as a servant, but you do not know the left or the right. You are only following the arrow that Yahweh is shooting. That's your job. Go get that arrow. But you don't know what's happening between these two entities. Keep reading.
And Jonathan gave his artillery unto his lad, and said unto him, Go carry them to the city. And as soon as the lad was gone, David arose out of the place toward the south, and fell on his face to the ground, and bowed himself 3 times. And they kissed one another, and wept one with another, until David exceeded. You want to continue?
Now, consider this. Jonathan, Saul, and David. These are only individuals that understand why he not there at new moon. What does it look like to everybody else? And I mean, I ain't never seen a person with a better excuse not to be there. I'm going to die if I go. I think that's a pretty good excuse. I ain't never really seen one better than that one. You might die. Because Saul's just looking for the opportunity to kill him. But understand something. That's information that nobody else has. So who all thinking, look at this slacker. They out here singing his 10,000. He ain't even show up for new moon. He might die at new moon. Sometimes there's a little easy bit of information that's just not known, and it changes the entire look of the situation. Do all those people believe that he's something else? Do all these people believe he's a slacker? Do all these people believe something, but they don't know that his life is in danger? They don't know that the man who he's sitting next to is trying to kill him? So that appears one way. But you can be just one detail off and end up not knowing the entire story. Everybody seen Dawid not there? But none of those people know. Saul is secretly trying to kill Dawid at this point. He has not made his desire to kill him known. Only his inner circle know. Put him over here. That's his general. Now once he start hunting him, now they all gonna know. But at this point, they don't. So we have to consider that when we enter into certain situations, and as Yahweh starts to move us, understanding his will is going to be, it's not just going to be no walk in the park where you're going to be able to say, I read this book, so I know Yahweh's will. His will don't work like that. And half the time, he don't reveal his will until it's close to the end. But let us hear the conclusion of this matter. Let's go to 1 Samuel chapter 13. First Samuel chapter 13, and we're going to read verses 8 through 14.
And he tarried 7 days according to the set time that Samuel had appointed. But Samuel came not to Gilgal, and the people were scattered from him. And Saul said, Bring hither a burnt offering to me, and peace offerings. And he offered the burnt offering. And it came to pass that as soon as he had made an end of offering the burnt offering, behold, Samuel came.
All right, now wait a minute. Samuel came not at the time appointed. So Saul said, all right, I'm going to make the offering. As soon as he's done, here comes Samuel. So wait a minute. Samuel didn't come at the time he was supposed to come. He was late. We say stuff like we're going to do something Yah's will. The problem is you don't know his will. So, as Samuel is trying to get to where he's supposed to be at the time appointed, Yahweh delays him. You got to leave room for Yahweh to cause your delay. Because you don't know what else he's got intended for that situation. He's supposed to be there at a certain time. He's not. And it was Yahweh's will that he's not. Why? Because it's time for him to draw out the conclusion of dealing with Saul. If he's there on time, it don't happen. If he's there on time, it does not happen. No. He needed to be off his schedule. Do we then beat ourselves to death when we off the schedule? Or if we don't move according to everybody else's time, do we beat up ourselves? Do we beat up other people? Are you giving the space for Yahweh's will to be executed? Yahweh's will is not executed if Samuel is on time. He has to be late. Only because he takes his time does this next part happen. Go ahead.
And Saul went out to meet him, that he might salute him. And Samuel said, What have you done? And Saul said, Because I saw that the people were scattered from me, and that you came not within the days appointed.
You see that? It's Samuel's fault. See, because you didn't come here on time, it took you too long to come and deal with this, then I was forced to take matters into my own hands. See? You should have got here on time. You should have dealt with this in a timely manner. Then I wouldn't have to have taken matters into my own hands. It's your fault. Go ahead.
And that the Philistines gathered themselves together at Michmash. Therefore said I, the Philistines will come down now upon me to Gilgal, and I have not made supplication unto Yahweh. I forced myself therefore.
I forced myself to go ahead and do what I wanted to do. Go ahead.
And offered a burnt offering. And Samuel said to Saul, you have done foolishly. You have not kept the commandment of Yahweh your Elohim, which he commanded you. For now would Yahweh have established your kingdom upon Israel forever.
Now, he would have established your kingdom, but what? He already found a man better than him anyway, so he needed it to go ahead and end anyway. Pause, Samuel. Make Samuel, one of y'all slow Samuel down. I need Samuel to not be there on time. He's supposed to be somewhere. I need him not to be there. But then at the same time, every time we greet one another, we say, Yah's will. All right, but are you ready for him to implement his will in your life when it does not fit your schedule? Are you ready? It's real easy to say, but when it comes up in your life, it's different. Go ahead.
But now your kingdom shall not continue. Yahweh has sought him a man after his own heart, and Yahweh has commanded him to be captain over his people, because you have not kept that which Yahweh commanded you.
Right. So, it needed to happen, but Saul wouldn't have made that final transgression if Samuel was on time. We all have an order that we want to follow, but we also have to make way for Yahweh's order. And the problem is, he just don't tell us what that is. He does not let us know. He don't. What kind of CEO has to tell the servant what he gonna do before he do it? I think we done forgot who the servant and who the CEO. He ain't got to clear that with us. And we have to understand there's certain things. Remember when Yahshua was dealing with Lazarus? His sister said, you know, if you had been here, he had not died. The other people said, you know, he could have called this man not to die. Yahshua said, you know, Lazarus is dead. And for your sakes, I'm glad that I was not there. Wait a minute. Now, when they told him that Lazarus was sick, Yahshua kept working. Wait a minute. People like,
Well, see, you ain't showing no care. See, you just gonna put these people out there and make them wait.
wait a minute. Yahshua said, I'm glad that I was not there. Wait a minute. Why was he not there? Did nobody hold Yahshua up? Yahshua held Yahshua up. Yahshua moved at his speed. See, by moving at his speed, it gave everybody the opportunity to do what they wanted to do. Let us consider those things, because there's one thing about us reading about what thus says Yahweh in this book. There's something altogether different when Yahweh comes and starts walking up in our life. Then we're going to have to answer some questions. That's all that we're going to do for today. Remember the Sabbath to keep it holy. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.